So I'm sitting down to film today. It's very, very impromptu. I was not planning on sitting down to film today, but as I was getting ready, I just got this huge bee in my bonnet about personal style, the journey that we think we're going on versus the journey that we actually end up going on. And like, why is it that I have chosen to use personal style in this way as this tool for self-development? There are so many ways that if you are, oh my God, I haven't even got my earrings in. Hold on. Okay, that's better. That's better. Sorry, I just could not sit here and look at myself in the viewfinder without my earrings in. So let me just clue you in on my thought process that I was having this morning. I was thinking, Alanna, what is it that you do? What is your style? What is your channel about? You know, really my mission with this channel especially is to help women grow, to help them rise, you know, and to really just like hold your hand as you're moving through this personal style journey. And I always talk about how personal style is not just about buying clothes. It's not just about finding the right pieces, even though that is also incredibly fun and something that I love. But I come at it from the perspective of self-development as opposed to the perspective of like just purely fashion style, what looks good. And so the really interesting nugget for me is the fact that personal style, and often the personal style journey, it begins with having this internal thought of like, I'm finally going to be pretty. I'm finally going to look good. I'm finally going to be accepted. I'm finally going to be one of the cool girls. I'm going to magically transform myself into like, have this glow up, you know, the best version of me. And the thing is, like, that is coming from a place of like denial of self. You think you're just going to buy your way into being cool, or like buy your way into being pretty or being acceptable or like finally being stylish. When I look back on myself and the start of my journey, there was a lot of that kind of thinking going on in my brain on like a very subtle level. There was lots of other things that I wanted to bring forward, but I did not expect the personal style journey to be so much of a self-development journey. I thought it was going to be like buying my way into looking better, finally feeling confident. And so it almost comes from this place of like the denial of the self, the obliteration of the self. We're going to like put on all these masks and finally like become the mask, you know? Through the trope of the makeover, we have all seen those movies and love those movies. Like, you know, she plucks the unibrow, she takes off the glasses, and suddenly she's like the coolest girl in school. And I think a lot of us have internalized that kind of makeover culture, that glow up culture, to think like, oh my God, I'm going to dress better, I'm going to dress differently, I'm going to change everything about myself. And then suddenly like, wow, I'm going to be so happy, I'm going to be the best version of me. And so I'm here to remind you that no, this is not what our personal style journey is about. And it's okay if that's how it starts out. And it's okay if you don't believe me at all. Like that's what personal style is like, not about that. Because for some people it is. It's like, okay, I'm going to push myself even deeper down inside myself and just pretend even harder to be someone that I'm not. However, the true personal style journey, like, it's personal. It's actually about getting to know yourself really, really well. It's like an unmakeover. It's the relearning of who you are on a very deep level and actually accepting that about yourself. It's about coming home to you. And so I feel like actually that's one of my favorite things about the personal style journey, is that it's almost this really sneaky thing where we think it's going to be like, it's going to solve all our problems and we're going to be able to run from ourselves even more. And then slowly, you start to realize the more that you dive into your personal style, like, I can't actually run from myself forever. Like, no matter where I go, there I am. You are going to be there with yourself every step of the way, looking at all of your decisions, looking at all of your style choices. There's going to be this inner voice that becomes more and more frustrated the further away from yourself that you go. And so honestly, that's why I really love it, is because like, even if you start with the intention of like hiding yourself and running away from yourself, the personal style journey will inevitably lead you right back to yourself every single time. I would say, like, to all those women who are out there fleeing into personal style as this means of escaping themselves, like, good luck, because you're going to be right there with you the whole time, because you will become extremely frustrated, trust me. And the more frustrated that you become, you're like, why isn't this working? Like, I'm dressing better, I'm like dressing this way, I'm like following the trends, I'm doing whatever. And there will be this part of you that is so, so fed up and so frustrated and like coming to the end of her tether. And that is the voice that you need to start listening to. And she will get louder and louder and louder and roar at you the further away from yourself that you go. If you're annoyed with your personal style right now, if you're frustrated with an outfit for whatever reason, this is gold. This is genuinely, we are mining for gold here. And so when you're annoyed, that voice of like, oh, there's something that's like really not working here about this, that is the voice, your inner voice of personal style that is actually speaking to you, crying out for attention. And if you listen to the things that annoy you, I promise you, you're going to learn so fast and so much about what is not welcome in your personal style. It could be like, this color is just ick to me, and like it's the most neutral color and it goes with everything, and on paper it's perfect, and I put it on my body and I'm like, get off me, like I don't like this. That's such a massive indicator that actually that might not be something that's right for you, even though it should be like the right thing on paper. Maybe it fits your color season and like it should be something that suits you really well. If it doesn't spark that joy, and especially if it's making you incredibly frustrated, guess what? It's not for you. Anyway, my personal opinion, frustration, anger, annoyance is this really, really good litmus test. It's such a good way to tell that something is actually not working for you. And if you can't figure out what that is, that's totally fine. Like sometimes we're frustrated and we genuinely don't really know why, or like what is it that's feeling kind of off. And you know, like the more that you experience this frustration, you'll start to notice patterns. Like, oh, this like cardigan keeps falling off my shoulder. I find it really annoying. You know, maybe you need like a different style of cardigan, or it could be like the fabric just doesn't like fit quite right. It's, you find it like overstimulating. You might need a different kind of fabrication. I can't tell you for sure what are the things that are going to annoy you the most about your wardrobe. And I did do a video about this way back at the start of my channel about like, listen to the things that annoy you in your wardrobe, because they will tell you what you need to know. But a lot of personal style is that process of elimination. Hurrah, hallelujah, you've figured out something that you actually don't like, and that's how you steer your ship going forward. Try again. Like, be ravenous with your experimentation. Take in as much as you possibly can. And the opposite is also true. Like, oh my God, I love so much. Like, there's so many things that I'm drawn to, and I can't decide like which one am I going to like choose, you know? And there's also a lot of propaganda around like, pick your lane, like choose which personal style you want to have, you know, like, am I the dainty gold jewelry girl? Am I the chunky silver brutalist jewelry girl? Maybe I like both of them. Only way to tell if it's going to work out for you is by trying them both out. And maybe you're going to be that girl who wears both at the same time, loves both. Or maybe you find out, oh my God, tiny dainty necklaces are getting tangled constantly and it frustrates me, it annoys me, and therefore like that's just something you don't need in your life. Like, take it out. This is how we refine our style, by actually accepting that like expectations versus reality is a real thing. You don't have to love it. Like, just because you thought it was going to work out and then it comes into your life and it's like, oh, actually, girl, it's not working out for me. It is not working out. Please, for the love of God, if it's not working out for you, like, let that go. That is for somebody else. Use it as a learning tool and move on. I genuinely recommend being like as picky as you can be, if not even more so. Like, be absolutely brutal with your pickiness. I want you to have like the top 1%. Like, I want you to be right at the peak of your personal style. That's really only achievable if you're being very honest with the things that are annoying you. And the things that you really, truly, truly love. Allow your clothes to nourish you, honestly. Like, allow them to be something that you genuinely have like emotional love for. I feel like that's actually a confidence hack as well. It's like confidence creeps in when you're so completely annoyed and frustrated by something that you are absolutely like 10 toes down that you are never going to wear it again. And it's the same with your absolute ride or die love affair pieces. Like, you genuinely love it so much that like nobody is going to convince you out of loving it. On that note, I feel like we should all sort of start to adopt the mindset that there's no such thing as trends. I feel like I had so many thoughts this morning, honestly. You know what? How would it be if we actually took the opinion that there's no such thing as trends? There's just things that I like and things that I don't like. I actually don't give a hoot about whether something is a trend, not a trend. If you actually eliminate all of that kind of propaganda around trends, there's so much less judgment around what you actually are personally aesthetically drawn to. I'm not actually trying to deny the whole trend cycle necessarily, and we all get influenced one way or another by things that we've seen, by things that we are shown multiple times, etc., etc. But if we kind of take off the lens of I don't know if I want to wear this because I don't know if it's trendy and it's not going to be in style next year. That's already so much extra processing that you really don't need to have in your decision making process. Is this something that you love, you like the look of, it's comfortable, it works for your lifestyle, you adore it? Why does it matter if it's trendy or not? If you're still going to be wearing it in 5 years' time and still loving it in 5 years' time, I genuinely don't see the point of whether it was trendy in 2020 or not. Of course, there's so much hype online, but most of us don't actually live our lives online. We actually live in the real world, and people in your real life, in your real world, are actually not that clued in to what is trendy, what is not trendy. And even if they are, genuinely, who cares? Because it's you and your life. So anyway, I feel like we should all sort of unhook ourselves from the trend cycle. If you like something trendy, buy it and love it. If you like something not trendy, buy it and love it. It does not matter whether it's a trend or not. Buy what you love. Get in touch with you, your personal voice, what you actually love and enjoy. We do all have this sort of voice in our heads that wants to be responsible, right? We want to be intentional with our wardrobe. We don't want to be frivolous. And we do want our clothes to represent us, our wardrobe to represent us. The more we uphold responsibility, it's at what cost is that? Do you want to live your life with a full wish list and an empty closet? You don't want to get to the end of your life being I was so careful and so intentional for my whole life and I planned everything perfectly. Life is full of surprises. Life is meant to be playful. You're meant to actually dive into your life with 2 feet. You're not meant to live your whole life in planning mode in your head, being as cautious, as responsible as possible. You're meant to actually sink your teeth into things. You're meant to try things and fail and play and I tried the trend. I bought the stupid dress that I absolutely loved. It is a metaphor. Do you want to have lived your life with a heart full of dreams that you didn't pursue? Do you always want to be saving things for later instead of enjoying them right now? I had a comment on one of my wish list videos from a really beautiful woman who recommended me to buy the pair of shoes. She was that pair of the Loaf Randall, they were the lace-up red ballet flats. They actually were sold out in my size in the end. But anyway, she was you should buy the shoes. I'm telling you, after looking back at my life for however many years, there is so many times that I wish that I had just had that mentality of life is short, buy the shoes. Get out there and do it. You don't want to reach a point in your life where you're constantly looking back with regret. And I'm saying this to you now because you are today years old, okay? Everybody has a past. Everybody can look back with rosy tinted glasses and think, oh, I could have known better. I should have done better, whatever, whatever. You can't do really anything about the past except forgive and accept and move on. You are living your life right now today. If you are talking to yourself in 20 years from now, what would 20 years older you tell yourself now today? Would she tell you yeah, girl, keep being cautious, keep being responsible, keep saving things for later? Or would she be jump into your life? You have this one beautiful life. Jump in and do the things that you want to do. In 20 years' time, would you rather be looking back with regrets, or would you rather be looking back with a twinkle in your eye, knowing that you gave it every single thing that you had every day? I think I'm going to leave you with that nugget for today. Guys, please leave me your thoughts down below. I would love for this to be a conversation starter because, as you can tell, I have so much to say on this subject, but I'd love for it to be a dialogue. Let me know your thoughts. If you made it this far into the video, please leave me this emoji down in the comments and I'll come say hi. And I'll see you really, really shortly in my next one. Bye.